What's the deal, my people? You know this Tony Teflon, and I'm back at you another one. This, the Game of Thrones Season 8 preview. Spoilers, all that good shit. Predictions, theories, everything. And you know, we ain't been out here in a little while, right? It's been a little while since the Tony Teflon has been in the down. We're a little close up on that camera right now. We're dumb close on the camera, but you know, we're gonna leave it like this. I'm sure some of y'all appreciate being close to the Don. The Don appreciates being close to you. Let's take a look over at the Hit Squad chat going on right now. Let me talk to my people in the Hit Squad. What is up to all my Hit Squad members up here chilling in the chat right now? We see Chrissy of Old Stones. You know, I'm kind of like, you know, you ever see that show? What now? I can't think of the name of it. Not Reading Rainbow. The one. It's not the Magic Garden. It's not Reading Rainbow. What is it? What is the one? The show, the kids show I'm talking about. I can't think of it. But the one where she is looking through the mirror at the end of it, and she sees you at the end. She's got the magic mirror, and she says all the names. When I was a little kid, I always wanted her to say my name. What is that show? I'm gonna have to give somebody a gift if you get that name. I can't remember. It's with the bumblebee. Oh my God! I cannot believe I don't remember the name. Romper Room. Let's go. Let's go. Romper Room. Proto Pete's. What's up? What up, Nancy T? What up, Lady Wolverton's Den? What up, the Prince That Wasn't Promised? What up to Live in My Rhapsody? What up to the OTDA? What up to Adrian G? What up to John D? What up to Peter Griffin in the building? Thank you all chilling out here with me. What up to Carlos Coleman? What's good, baby? You know what I mean? Listen, Proto Peach, I'm the one telling you about it, right? I wish they were saying my name when I was little. So it is what it is. That was a great time. What up, Fernandez? Chilling, baby. What's going on? Shanae and Charlie. What up? What up? What up? What up? Kenzie Burns. What up? What up, everybody? Man, we got a lot of people out here. We know we did not, as usual, schedule this month. We just went out here and just said, so we're going to get out here and talk. Because I ain't been out here in a while. You know what I mean? I ain't been out here in a while. So, you know, we're going to talk a little Game of Thrones. I'm going to give you some, where the Don has been. You know what I mean? So let me go through that a little bit, let you know the Don. So the Don took the time to learn OBS. So right now I'm just waiting. I'm working on a couple of backgrounds. So expect to see that soon. Got that down. I wanted to make sure I had it down before I came out there with it. You know what I mean? But what I want to do with it, I got down. So I'm good with that. So that's that. That's cool right there. Also, I would just like to say that as reported earlier this evening by Gray Area, if anyone knows who Gray Area is, I'm sure you do. But you know the Tony Teflon. I went to the Game of Thrones, had a great time with a lot of people there, but especially the Tony Teflon. You know what I mean? Hit it off with Phil the Issues guy. You know, Gray Area is my girl. So we have decided that we are making a podcast that will appear on many different formats. It is called Direwolf City. So look for that soon, featuring Phil the Issues guy, Gray Area, and yours truly, Tony Teflon. So that will be a lot of fun right there. That's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait to get that rolling. Wait a second before that jumps off. Here we go. Thug Mug is in hand. Do you know what that means? That is what it is. Thank you for the super chat. We have moved. We got super chat early. Southeast 01. Chilling. Thank you for that super chat. We do appreciate that. You know what I mean? So, what we have seen, all right, recent news in Game of Thrones. Let's go through that. Now, I got a tweet, you know, that I was included in. I don't know how real it is, if it's a real story. So I'm not going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about what I know is for real. And that is that this Game of Thrones spinoff is about to go into production in a couple of months. Not just like October, November, around that area. So that means that they are casting already for this show. They must have some people cast. There's no way they could be shooting that fast without having anybody cast it. So they are moving full speed ahead with this. You know, I ain't expecting to go this fast with it. So it's basically, I'm figuring once this Game of Thrones season ends next season, you're gonna have that show. Yeah, I mean, if they, I'm thinking, you know, maybe you could have it by November, next November, if they really wanted to. You know, if they wanted to change up the time slot, if they wanted to use the same time slot. I don't know if they're going to do that. Maybe they will. Why not? You know what I mean? But seems like that is what's going on. But they're moving really fast with this show. And, you know, I'm happy that they are, but it makes me, I mean, I hope that means that they're so confident with it that they feel like they got to get it out. Or are they doing this like, yo, we don't have anything after Game of Thrones goes off the air. We have to push something out real quick. That's what I'm concerned about. I don't want them to rush anything and just try to get it out there. You know what I mean? That would be my biggest concern because it seems real fast that they're putting this out to me. Now, I'm not in the Hollywood business like that, so I don't know exactly the turnaround time usually on these shows or when it gets done like that. But to me, it seems a little bit fast right there. Uh, what up to Christina Old showing up in the chat? We got a lot of people chilling out here. I'm very happy. Oh yeah, people, please hit that thumbs up button so other people can find us. You know, the YouTube will hide us unless we get a lot of thumbs up. All right. All right. So that is what it is. Thank you, Perdo Peace, for the recap for people out there. So that's what I'm concerned about. You know what I mean? I'm concerned that if they're pushing this series out so fast, it could be rushed. Now, I need to see some actors. Now, I don't need to see 100% A-list actors on this. I don't think we're going to get them. Now, hopefully we get some of the actors that turned down some of the roles and this feels like they want to get their name attached to Game of Thrones. Because you got to think it's got to be a hot commodity. You know, Game of Thrones people got to see the success of this show, other actors, and want to be a part of it in some way and say, hey, maybe this is the way we could finally get in there and get some of that Game of Thrones money ourselves. But listen, a lot of actors who turned down roles, it was due to budget reasons in the beginning because they didn't. Game of Thrones didn't have the budget and there wasn't enough money for them. So maybe now they realize, because this is supposedly this prequel has the budget, I do believe, or a similar budget towards this final season. So it's not like they're coming in there with bare bones budget. They're coming in there with full fucking budget here. You know what I mean? They're putting the money right up here. So there's no excuse for this not to be fucking not to be good. You know what I mean? No excuse what the fuck so ever for this not to be good at all. I would expect it to be. I'm hoping it's going to be good. It better be good with all the money behind it. But listen, I had high expectations for Camelot. Didn't do it. I had high expectations for that fucking Night Tale shit. Nightfall. Didn't do shit. You know, the only show that's really lived up to expectations to me is Vikings. And that's fell off to me within these since they've killed Ragnar. You know what I mean? Spoilers if anyone didn't know that Ragnar Lothbrok died. I would think that you would have to know that is what's going on. What up to everybody out here? Pink Glass 007 Game of Theories with Marie. What up to you? What up to Vinny Ray? What up to the Prince? I said your name already, Prince. I wasn't proud. I'm giving you double shout outs here. We are chilling right in this piece right now. It's exciting for me to have so many people watching without me even saying anything. And yes, John Duvall says Nightfall was awful. Yes, listen, spin-off series are very hard to do. You know what I mean? This is not easy. This is not easy work. I mean, listen, they're going to get people to watch it just because it's Game of Thrones. So right off the bat, you got instant viewers just tuning in. But it's maintaining these people. Because if it comes out like garbage, you know what I mean? If it's just garbage, it's just going to be what it is. What up to Sir LT Giles? Big E coming in the building with a good evening. What up to you? Right now, I am drinking Shock Top LT. That's what's going on. Ram says he's waiting for Vikings to come back on. You know, we're taking all questions in the chat. So if you do have a, you know, you don't have to pay the super chat to have a question. You could just put the question in there. This is a Q&A for season 8. You know what I mean? Now there is a lot of people. Let me put this out there real quick, because I keep seeing this going out there. Now, you know, I've recently come out with a couple of theory videos out there, and thank you for everyone who's watched those videos. I really need that. I really appreciate all the views I got on those. You know what I mean? So this is one theory that keep popping up. All right, keeps popping up, and the Don wants to address this theory real quick before I go into these other things in the chat. And that is this Melisandre Nisa situation. It keeps coming up to me. Now, is there anybody in the chat that believes that Melisandre is Nisa? Is anyone? Because if you do, please put it in the chat so we can figure this out. Who are these people that believe this theory? Oh yes, thank you. Support the Dom on Patreon, OTDA. Thank you very much. Yes, please do. I need it. We have Shanny and Charlie says nope, they do not believe that. Proto Pete says no, sorry. Ladies Wolfson Dunn said nah. Amanda Kane says no. Sir LT Giles says no. Big E says nah. Listen, these guys have so much. You guys have Teflon fans right here. Adrian G says no, and why? Generation on season 3. Bran will die by Sir Yari. Hello, everyone out there. So, no, Melisandre is no, Melisandre. So some people saying, listen, that most people saying no, and you know, and I have to agree with you. Hello, Ann Quick. Hello, everybody out there. Say it up to my girl Ann. She's just got in the building with everybody else, chilling with us. What up to Connie Super? Now, listen. Will there be a Nisa in the show? In situation. Now, this is due because I put a couple of videos out there recently showing show proof that I believe that Danny will be Nisa. Now, I keep getting in comment section people telling me that Melisandre is Nisa. Now, I understand why people want to say Melisandre is Nisa and everything else, and I'm not downing the theory at all. And anyone wants to believe it, you have the right to believe whatever you want, because I believe what I want. And a lot of people don't believe what I believe, but those people are wrong. Anyway, besides that, if you want to believe Melisandre is Nisa, you can. But the bottom line is this. The reason why it could never be that at all is because of this. When you hear the story of Nisa, you hear the story of sacrifice. Right? It has to be a sacrifice. Sacrifice. That's the word we hear here. We're hearing sacrifice. We know what a sacrifice means. Right? Do we know what a sacrifice means? I do. Sacrifice means sacrifice. Right? Giving something up. It means something that is important, right? Is this you can't Melisandre is not a goddamn sacrifice. It's not a sacrifice. Who gives a fuck? No one cares if 500-year-old Melisandre dies. Who is she sacrificing herself for? For who? For what? That is not a sacrifice. No sacrifice whatsoever. I see no sacrifice. So it is impossible for it to be that, just for that reason alone. You don't have to go anywhere else with it. You don't have to break down anything else. It clearly states in the story, clearly states that this was this guy's wife, the love of his life, right? That's what it is. That's like saying, all right, we have to kill somebody. I nominate the guy on death row, right? Is that a sacrifice? Did you just sacrifice? Is that a sacrifice? He's already gonna die. It's not a sacrifice. There's nothing. You know, and that's the bottom line. That's what Melisandre is. You can't do that. It has to be a sacrifice. It has to be somebody that Jon cares about. It has to be someone that the Azor Ahai cares about. And the Azor Ahai is Jon Snow. The person he cares about here is Danny. Now, if you wanted to say Arya, you wanted to say that, I will entertain that with you. I will. I'll entertain anything with you, really. But if you wanted to say that, definitely will entertain that. He definitely cares about Arya. That would be worse than anything. I tell you that right now. If Jon had to stab Arya instead of Dany, that would be worse for me than anything at all. So it would be crazy. So let me go back. I've seen the super chat up here. Let me go back to the super chat. I know now you can just touch it and you pop right back on. Boom! Let me see it. And it's from J Lord. Thank you, J Lord. I appreciate that, bro. It says, G Day, Lord Tony. I've been thinking this story has always been myriadic. Why should we think the dream at Tower of Joy is literal? Why should we think that the dream at Tower of Joy is literal? Well, I think that it's in the past. That's why it really has to be. It makes no sense for our author or our narrator, anyone to be putting it down to be fooling us and fooling us again. It makes no sense. I think the only twist you get with the Tower of Joy is the actual ending of the Tower of Joy. That it was not a one-on-one fight with Ned Stark that defeated Sir Arthur Dayne, but it was Howland Reed that snuck up from behind and stabbed him in the back of the neck, from what we've seen in the show, and that gave Ned the upper hand to win. I think that is what it is. So I think it's meant for you to know that that's what happened. It would make no sense if the author just constantly gave us flashbacks that weren't true or weren't literal. It doesn't make any sense to me for him to do that, because it's too confusing. Why do you want to confuse everybody else with that? We have another super chat here. Thank you for the question. Nandez T, thank you, my man, right? You always got my back, man. I appreciate that, bro. Tell us some dark theory press. None of that what kind of crap. You want dark stuff like Bran, nods head like him, and Nan was asking. You know, I will give you. I have a theory that I'm actually I'm working on. I understand the auto correct me. That's enough. I try to read through the autocorrect. I understand. I have a theory that I'm working on right now that I would love to explain, give it to you right now. But I do have a really good one coming up, that dealing with Bran and the Nice King and everything else. So definitely look forward to that. I want to give you some of it, but if I gave away some of it, I would give away too much of it. But you gave a super chat. It makes me feel like you got it. You got to get something. All right? That's what I feel like. Something about Sansa you want to hear? Sansa. Sansa Stark. I mean, you want to go into Sansa Stark. I mean, I already had this. We have Laura D says, what are your thoughts on Bran being the savior of everything? The prince that was promised. And you know, I think that's a good idea, him being the savior of everything, but I just don't see that playing out for Bran Stark. I don't think that Bran Stark's story is to be the hero here at all. I think Bran Stark is going to wind up being most likely the villain of this story, not the true villain, which are the children of the forest. But I think Bran Stark's going to wind up being a default vision, like villain. I think that he's going to get stuck in Night's King body. Now, I've seen Gray Area posted a video on this, and I think that she hinted around that, and then just went a different way with it. So she's saying that Bran is going to be going back into time, and she's saying that she thinks that Bran Stark is going to jump into like a Children of the Forest or do something to prevent the Night's King from being created. And I agree, but it's not going to be jumping to a children or jumping to Blood Raven. It's going to be jumping to the guy in the tree that's already hung, sitting in the tree. And that's how he's going to get stuck in the past. He has to get stuck, Bran Stark. There's no way around that. When you hear Blood Raven give the line, if you stay in the past too long, you'll drown. So there's no way he's not going to. You already seen him having to be taken out by Blood Raven already, right? So now there's no Blood Raven to take him out. So there's no way around it that Bran Stark will get stuck. The only way it makes sense for him to get stuck is him to be the Night's King. I mean, when you look at the Night's King's power and you hear everything, you hear Jojen say that no one can warg a human being. When you see Bran doing, no one can do that, Bran, only you. But the Night's King's doing it on a massive level. How does he have this power to do this? How? Why does he have this power? There's only one reason why he would have this power. That makes sense. That if it's Bran and he has this power already, then that's the reason why he could do it. You already hear that they say that green seers. You can go look it up. You'll see it says green seers can talk to the dead. When have you seen the green seers talking to the dead ever? Why did they put that in there? Why did they put that in there? Green seers could talk to the dead, but you don't see Bran and them talking to. See them. Only person you see talking to dead people is a goddamn Night's King. He's the one. They're the ones who talk to the dead. You know what I mean? So I just really, when you look at the whole situation, I just think that there's no other way for it to really end for me unless it goes out like that. Let's think about it like this, all right? So we have Bran Stark. I mean, well, if this is George R. R. Martin's writing, we have Bran Stark. He's a kid who dreams on being a part of the King's Guard, right? That's what he wants to be, a part of the King's Guard when he's young. We got to figure the reason why he realizes that his brother is most likely the Lord of Winterfell, so he's not going to inherit that. So the next best thing is him. He wants to go and joins the King's Guard. So that's his dream. He goes from that to be getting pushed out the building, to losing his legs, to developing this green sight. Now, from this green sight, he's going to go back into time and just try to do different things to go back in the past. I don't believe that he's every Bran that's ever been built and in the history doing that. I do believe that what he's going to try to do is get himself unstuck somehow and send himself signals to unstick himself. I think that's about as far as it goes. It's really hard for me to go into a lot of the time traveler theories and stuff like that. But Don Willie is the one who created that time traveler theory, so definitely hit Don Willie up on that. You know what I mean? He definitely holds it down. We have a couple of super chats here. Let's go through them real quick. Thank you again, J Lord. I know this sounds cursy. I hope it's not true, but Martin has done this before in other short stories. He has written hyped up prophecies and turned up to be meaningless. Now, I can see it like if he's saying like a Shaggy Dog type situation, like I could see it like that, but I can't see him in this story in particular. Now, he may have done it in other stories, and I'm not saying that an author doesn't repeat his works, but for this story, I don't think it works. It's too much. He's devoted too much text, too much backstory to these things just to pull the ice cream away and say psych, you know, because it's gonna fall on the floor in some doo-doo. And you may want to wipe it up and say just chocolate sprinkles, but I'm not doing that. All right. It's not chocolate sprinkles, it's shit. All right. Let's go to the next one. Super chat. Fernandez T said, hello, I meant to give us one of your dark theories, something messed up that will happen. No Sansa Stark. Something messed up that'll happen. I would say this, and this would be messed up if it happened. If for some reason, where did my chat go? My chat just disappeared. Show my chat. There we go. All right. Now I'm like stuck here. Let me see if I go back to the chat. All right, there we go. Sorry about that. Something that will happen that is dark. So I will say this. There's a lot of dark things that's quite possibly can happen in this show. So we got 108 people watching. Thank you so much. 107 people, 108 people. We're bouncing back and forth. You know what I mean? We got another super chat coming up in this piece. We are living the life, this life. So something dark that will possibly happen in this show. I think if Gilly dies, I think there could be a chance of Gilly dying. I think that would be terrible if Gilly died. It would be really tough if Gilly died. But I think if Gilly died, I really think that Sansa was going to marry Gendry in the show, and I think it'll be Edric Storm in the books. But you know, if Gilly dies, I think all bets are off. I think that Sam has a shot at that ass. I think you'd see some Sansa situation going on there if she happens to pass away. I think you could see that all day. You know what I mean? Let's go to get these super chats in there. Campino Capo, thank you. If the Night King proves to be too powerful for Jon in one-on-one combat, do you think Melisandre can give Jon a power boost by turning him into some kind of firewalker or plunging dragon glass into his chest? Thank you for the question. I don't know if she can turn him into a super powerful thing, but he will be too powerful for Jon. There's no doubt about it. I mean, if you have the actor that's playing Sir Arthur Dayne is playing the Night's King, there's only one reason to keep that actor on there, and that's going to be him using his superior swordsmanship. So I can't see Jon Snow being to beat him. That's why I do believe that it'll be Jaime Lannister. Jaime Lannister, Don Tony Teflon's theory, will come from behind, and as he is known for stabbing the king in the back, will stab the Night King in the back, giving Jon Snow the opening to finish the job. I think it goes down like that, but I don't think that Melisandre will give him. Now, if you want to talk Melisandre, I think what Melisandre's role is, now we'll be dealing definitely with this with the books. When we talk about Melisandre, Melisandre is the Night's Queen. That's it. It's point blank. It's end of story. There's no other role for it. She is the Night's Queen. She will be the Night's Queen in the book. I guarantee you that. I'm not just saying. I said this 3-4 years ago. This is what it is. You can see this. Check my videos 4 years ago. First started the channel. I told you the deal about this. Melisandre is the Night's Queen. You know, and I'm not gonna get in this whole thing and sit here and say that, oh, I broke it down so easily, and this is the reason why. This is what it is. No, I've seen the goddamn statue. It's that easy. I seen the goddamn statue that George R. R. Martin's got of her as the fucking Night's Queen. There's no reason for him to have that statue unless this is what it's going to be. And, you know, he's not just gonna have a statue. There's no one else as a White Walker. He doesn't have a Jon Snow one. He doesn't have a Bran one. He doesn't have a Robert Baratheon one as a White Walker. He just has a Melisandre one. Well, why just her? Right? It's not like he has every character there is as a White Walker, does he? No, but he does have one, Melisandre. Why would he have that unless that's what it is? Now, I'm saying, I'm a smart guy, but I don't think we need Matlock on this case. You know, I don't think we have to call in Perry Mason. I don't. Johnny Cochran doesn't have to come through this door. He doesn't have to. It's pretty easy. You know, I'll take the credit for this theory because I said it, you know what I mean? But it ain't that I thought of on this one. This is just common sense to me. You know what I mean? This guy's not going to have that unless this is what it is. I mean, that's just what it be. You know what I mean? I have to say, you know, that's kind of like a theory. Like that's like me just going into the bank and the bank vault door was pretty much open, and I just happened to grab it out and walk away. That's what that theory is to me. You know what I mean? That's what it is right there. You know what I mean? But we gonna take it when that comes true. I'm still taking all credit for that. All day. Hey, my man P Easy in the building. Yes, he is. What up to my man P Easy in the goddamn building, chilling, man. Thank you, definitely being there. Okay, so how do we get from here to Melisandre being the Night's Queen? So how can it happen? How can she be the Night's Queen? Well, I think as I did a video called the War of Ice and Fire, the True War of Ice and Fire. It's got a picture of the Night's King and Melisandre on it. All right, and you can check that video out if you want to go the reason why I say this. But in this video, I say that she's going to be on the battlefield fighting. And I said this, I think I'm the only one who's ever said that you're going to see her on the battlefield fighting because she has that combustible firepower. We've seen her do this combustible firepower into the eagle and blow the eagle out the sky. So there's no other reason for her to do this. She's not fireballs like they're thrown like Children of the Forest, but she can combust things and make them explode. So I think she's got to be on the battlefield to be doing that. I think while she's on the battlefield, she can easily be killed and the Night King can bring her back into the life, and then he has her as his chick, and it's a done deal. I think it's that simple for him to grab her up. All right, so that's what I feel about that. And listen, man, there's a reason why Melisandre is the way she is. You know what I mean? There's a reason why she's still around. There's nothing else for her to do. This is it. That's what's going down with that. Yeah, who's in the building right here? Buried the Butt is in the building. Chilling, chilling, chilling. All right, let me go back here. Go back here. Mm-hmm. No, I'm not saying Melisandre is Nisa Nisa. I'm saying the exact opposite, that Melisandre is not Nisa Nisa. It's impossible that she can be. Nisa Nisa is definitely Danny. Joanna K. I seen that question, and I want to talk about that too. Let me find that again. Joanna K says, so Beric can be turned too. All right, excuse me. Now, Beric Dondarrion is a very, very hard situation to deal with now. Beric's dead already, right? So what's going on here with Beric Dondarrion? What do y'all think is going on here with Beric? Do you think that Beric has got some life force in him and he's living? I can't see that being possible. I don't really see that. I think that Beric Dondarrion's being warped. I think these guys are just being warped. I don't think that there's any real like coming back to life. I don't think it's like that. I think they're back, but I don't think they're back. You know what I mean? I think they're like body snatched. All of them. I'm saying Stoneheart. I'm saying Beric. I'm saying Patchface. All of them body snatched. I don't think any of them are really alive. It could even get to the point where Melisandre may not really truly be there alive right now. I don't think she's alive. She's got to be dead. But I don't think there's this coming back to life situation. I don't believe in that. I don't think these people have their own energy, their own life, and everything else. I don't believe it at all. I think they're all being warped. And I think that's the ability that's going on. I think it's just a higher level. It's so high, whoever's doing it is so powerful that it looks natural, some of these people. You know what I mean? Because there's no multiple gods in this book. You know what I mean? Yeah, people can believe it all they want. It's just green seer magic. It's just expressed in different ways. But it's all the same blood magic, whether it's being sucked into the root system or being burned. It's still the same blood magic, whether it's horse blood by Mir Master or it's fucking rabbit blood or human blood by fucking cold hands. It's just blood magic. It's the same shit. And the only one who does blood magic are the children of the forest and the green seers. And they have the ability to talk to the dead and to bring people back in the Wargame. When you put it together, the only way it really works to me is if that's what's going on with these people. We got P Easy says, I am rereading the Mystery Knight and I am fiending for more Duncan Egg. Well, you know, I've just listening to that myself, actually, the Sworn Sword, last night. And, you know, I love Duncan Egg. I do. I wish they would do it. I wish he would put that out, but I don't know if we're going to get any of that anytime soon. Pink Glass 007, what if Jon comes back in the books? You don't think it will be him? No, the only difference I'm going to give Jon, and the reason why I give Jon the difference is this. Jon's actual spirit will be inside a ghost. So his spirit will be preserved. You know what I mean? While his body is dead. I don't see that going down for any of these other people. I didn't see Beric Dondarrion's soul being preserved in anything while he was killed. So I just don't see it. So that's the only reason why I think Jon could possibly be Jon, is because of that. And he's a warg, you know. So Like, you know, when Mirror Master tries to bring back Khal Drogo, right? And she says to him, she says, strength of the beast go into the man, strength of the man go into the beast. And then she cuts the throat of the horse, the blood goes on Khal Drogo, but nothing happens, right? But what is that? What did she just do? To me, it sounds like it's a warging situation. That's what happens when people warg, right? So if someone's warging someone, their strength goes into the beast, and the beast strength goes into them. So I think that would have worked if Khal Drogo was a warg and his soul went into that horse. She could have released it by cutting it, forcing his soul back into Khal Drogo's body, bring him out of that catatonic state. But he's not a warg, so his soul wasn't stashed inside of the horse. You understand what I'm saying? So that is why I think these other people are actually being warged the whole time. And Jon Snow has the ability not to be because his soul is being captured in Ghost at that time. I hope that explains that. I know I probably went off on a tangent a little bit about it, but I hope that does explain it in a way that people can understand it. Thank you. I appreciate that. Say, Lord, is the end of feudalism and monarchy? No, I can't see it being the end of it. I think it'll be changed a little bit, but not the end. You know what I mean? I don't think it'll be the end at all of it. So, oh my God, thank you, Game of Theories with Marie. I appreciate the super chat. I'm getting blessed tonight. Y'all hooking the brother up. Y'all hooking me up. I really do appreciate that. I truly do. I really do. You know what I mean? Oh my God, you're saying Ghost needs to be killed for Jon to come back. You know, yes, I am saying that. There's no doubt about it. I'm sorry if that hurts anyone's feelings. Hashtag gray area. Hashtag free Ghost. He will get free. But yeah, no doubt about it. When you look at that situation, all right. Let me get. I'll do a whole video on it. But I'll talk about it a little bit right now, real quick about that. Let's look at Beric Dondarrion. What does Thoros of Myr say when he brings him back to life? What does he say? In the show, the books, what does he say when he brings him back to life? What does he say? He says, I have no fucking idea what I was doing, right? I just stood over him and said some words because my friend was dead. And just so lo and behold, he happened to come back to life. So now I know my God is the real true God. Right? So he didn't go into the archives and say, hey, I remember this ancient spell that brings people back to life. Let me try to perform it over my friend. This motherfucker just said a Hail Mary over his friend, and he happened to come back to life. So we attributed it to him saying the spell, because every time he says a spell, it keeps coming back, right? So now we look at Melisandre. Melisandre had no idea what she was doing. She cut some fucking hairs. She said some shit. She had no idea. Zero idea. And then what happens? Jon Snow jumps his eyes open and takes a deep ass breath, right? She's shocked as anyone when she comes to that room. She can't believe he's alive. She has no idea that she's able to do that. Why? Because she didn't do it. Because he didn't do it. They didn't do it. Being warged. And that's the reason. That's what happened. That's the reason why they came back. And it's confusing it with their power. And that's what it is. I mean, I can't see it being anything else but that. And that is what I think it's going to be. Yeah, we got who said that? We got Connie Super says spa day for Jon. Definitely was a goddamn spa day. Cutting his toenails. You know what I mean? Got into his cuticles and shit. She put goddamn cucumbers on his eyes. You know what I mean? She had sushi on his chest. She was eating it off. I seen her doing it, old woman. Seen you doing it. Act like you didn't. Goddamn naked sushi. I've seen it. Right? That's what's going on here. All of a sudden, this motherfucker jumped the fuck back up. He just jumped back up out of nowhere. And she's like, oh shit. Now we also see, right now, I'm going to give you more proof. I'm going to go to the books for proof of this. Jon Snow, inside a ghost, right? sniffing on the tree, the weirwood tree. And then it becomes Bran Stark, right? It grows in his face. Jon can smell dirt, he smells death, and he smells bark. That's because, and stone. That's because Jon is dead, so he smells his own death. He smells the bark from Bran and the dirt and the stones from him being on the floor. Right? That's what Ghost is smelling while Jon's inside of him. He says, Bran says to him, don't be afraid of the dark. You can hide in the dark. You just have to open your eyes like this. And then the tree reached down and touched Jon Snow. Right? And then Jon woke up. This is what it is. This is what's going to happen. He's telling him, don't be afraid. When you go inside, you're going to get killed. The darkness is death. When Jon comes back, what's she say? What I see? Mel keeps asking, what did you see? She asked him and Beric the same thing. And they both say the same thing, darkness. So when Bran is saying, don't be afraid of the darkness is death. So he's saying, don't be afraid of the darkness. You're going to die, but I'm going to bring you back when you open your eyes like this. That's what he's telling Jon. That's what that scene is. That's what's going on here. So that is why Jon, because Jon doesn't have no idea that he's a warg. He's not going to know what's going on. He's not going to know how to put himself back into his body. You've seen with Orell go back forced into his body. Every time Glad Sixskins, when he has no idea how to control his powers when he's young, his dad kills the dog, and that's when he hears his son scream, and that's how they find out he's a warg. That's how he goes back into his own body. So this is the only way Jon goes back into his body. Ghost must die. That's it. It's going down. Sorry if I'm hurting everybody's feelings. I'm not trying to hurt nobody's feelings, but I'm going to tell you the truth of how the show has to play out, the books or whatever. Yeah. So they're going to have to heal Jon's wounds in the books first, then kill Ghost. Interesting, very interesting. I think it has to. Listen, the bottom line is this. They got to sew him up so he ain't bleeding no more. They have those goddamn meat cells that they keep talking about in the wall, right? In the wall itself. The wall preserves, right? Anything inside of that wall, for some reason, doesn't go as bad, obviously, as ice, but it's still a little bit better than just ice, right? That's where they're gonna stick his fucking body. His body's gonna get stuck in there. He's gonna be in Ghost for a while. You know what I mean? There's no in and out like the show, one episode. Stannis has got to take Winterfell. All that's going down, you know what I mean? I think before Jon gets out there. You know what I'm saying? So Stannis has got to come down and get that done. I don't think Jon's going to be down there, be able to come back and help Stannis take Winterfell. It's not happening. Stannis is going to have that when Jon comes back. You know what I mean? Jon be back. Stannis will already be holding that down. That'll be a done deal. So he's going to be in Ghost that whole time. And that's the bottom line. That's the way I see it. I can't see him. So this hashtag free Ghost hashtag. He's gonna be free. He's gonna be free as a bird, Ghost. And you can tell Gray Area Don Tony Teflon said that. You know what I mean? That's what it is. You know, it is. That's my shorty. You know what I mean? That's my girl right there. But listen, it's going down, man. You know what I mean? And that's the bottom line. It's going down like that. Stannis is taking this, and that's what it is. Pink Lash 007 asked Arya got stabbed up in the show. She didn't die. Slept for 3 days. That's not. That's out as a motherfucker. That's out as a motherfucker. Listen. She got stabbed. That wasn't just a stab. She got stabbed, and they twisted that motherfucker, and they deliberately showed. Now, if you watch my last video, I put Arya stabbing the table when she was little, and I combined it with the wave stabbing her. Because it's basically almost the exact same motion, a little foreshadowing there, and so like that. I don't just be throwing those clips together. There's a reason why they're in there like that. They ain't just randomly in there. I put them in there the way I want. But No, that's just it's just disgusting. But I do believe that that's just sloppy writing by them. I don't think that's going down the book of that because she put that shit in there and twisted that shit. You know what I mean? There's no surviving that wound. There's no surviving that type of wound in those days. There's no way. You didn't have the doctors. And this chick actress, what the hell did she do to her? Where did she get the skill from acting to save her like that? And there's no way that would ever went down like that. That was disgusting. That was one of the worst scenes there was. That kind of ruined the whole House of Undying, the Terminator chase and everything else. Didn't like that at all. All right, well, we got these people getting their heart broken here. Uh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry about uh. Does Stannis practice magic in the books? No, I mean no. Stannis doesn't practice magic. I don't think whether in the show or the books. I don't think that. Well, all right. Let's say yes. I would have to say yes. He does practice magic. If you want to consider staring into the flames, practicing magic, then I do believe Stannis definitely stares into the flames without a doubt. So I would say that if that's considered practicing magic, then yes, I would say you would have to say that he practices magic on that. Now he'll allow people to do magic for him, but if you want to say looking into the flames is practicing magic, then yes, he does. But the Hound looked into the flames, so yeah, I don't know if he even want to say he's practicing magic too. So that is what it is. Well, thank you, Laura D. Thank you for chilling as long as you did. We are up to 127 people watching us live, spontaneous, without planning it, just jumping up on this mug and doing this because we ain't been here in a while. So we had to do it. We had to do it for y'all. We had to get back up in here. Don Tony Teflon's in here. The Thug Mug is in hand. The goddamn Hit Squad is up in the chat. You know what I mean? We're doing it live up in here, chilling with all the beautiful people. And there's T. Just listen, this another super chat. Thank you, my man. He says, just for that, man, that Aria BS was the worst. It really was one of the worst things but I think they're gonna make it up to it this season. So, rough girl, I'm glad I caught you, Tony. Thank you so much. I'm glad you caught me too. Please, if you're not subscribed, subscribe. My man JD, the Dragon's in the building with me right now. But feel free to subscribe to the Don's channel and hit that bell because I do these live streams. You know how we're gonna get it working. And I have guests up in this piece with me. And we're gonna listen, I got the podcast, coming off. If you didn't hear, let me announce it again right here. So gray area, fill the issues guide, the Don Tony Teflon. We have a podcast that we're starting called Direwolf City. And definitely check that out. It's gonna be jumping off soon. Definitely I have Phil on, gonna have Gray on, you know what I mean? And we definitely be doing live podcast shows and all different types of podcasts. And listen, I think it's going to be a very unique sounding podcast compared to the other ones that are out there. I think everyone does a great job, but I think that this podcast will be different. And I think we're gonna have a lot of humor, a lot of good stuff for you. So if you like humor and you like theories and you like facts and you like us, I think if you ever seen me rock with Phil before, if you heard me rock with Gray before, then you could imagine how it's going to be. You know what I mean? You already know. You already know. I ain't even got to say it, man. You already know what it's going to be. So, listen, we're talking a little Arya right now. I'm gonna say something about the Faceless Men that maybe you guys can help me with. All right, on my Hit Squad in the chat. Now, tell me if I'm wrong. All right, about this situation. But from what I've read and what I believe the Faceless Men do, this is what I believe they do. All right, when you become a Faceless Man, from the way I've read it and the way it's interpreted to me, you have to take your face off. Right? You lose your own face because when you're attaching the new faces, the blood goes into the new face you put on. It's like it's dried up. And then when your blood from your skinless face attaches, that's what ignites the blood magic, and that is what makes that face stick. Is that the way you people have interpreted it too? That's the way I interpret it. Because if that is the case, right? If that is the case, then Arya shouldn't have a face at all. At all, because that's the way I see it. I don't think any of them have faces. None of them should have a face. There's no other way for them, because when they say they're attaching the faces, they're saying it's the blood that goes into the face that does that, right? So how is it possible for that to happen if they have a face, they have skin on their face? Renee, what is Renee saying right here? What are you saying, Renee? It's too far. I cannot see. Yeah, so I just, what up, Renee and Hostar? But I think that's what it is. So if it's going down like that, and that's what I do believe it is, I think that Arya may not have a face, because that's why I think like Jack and Hagar, there is no Jack and Hagar. I mean, there is none. There's the guy who wore that face as Jack and Hagar, right? And that guy whose face he wore, because a lot of things that people don't really talk about when you talk about the Faceless Men is the memories that you get, right? You get the memories of these people too when you put their face on. You get all their thoughts, you get their pains, right? You get their fears, you get them their last seconds in life, right? So look at that. What is that? Is that Faceless Man magic, or is that just a form of green seer magic? What do we have here? We have blood that goes into a face, a dried up face, right? That puts on, when you put this on your face, you gain this person's memories and thoughts and become this person. That is just warging somebody, right? I mean, if I'm wrong, you can put it in the chat and say, Don, you're wrong. But to me, that's just warging somebody, right? It's just a physical way of warging. It's basically the glass candle for wargs, right? I mean, the glass candle is meant for you to go inside people's dreams and talk back and forth, kind of like a little telephone, right? That's what it is. So this basically is the same thing, but that's for people who don't have green sea abilities to still use this ability. This Faceless Men shit is the same exact thing to me as the glass candle. It is a working ability to take over someone's body, gain their memories without having that ability inside of you. You know what I mean? Head goes back, eyes go up. You know what that means, Pete Easy, goddammit. So even when you look at, if you look at anything, you look at Arya gets the ugly girl's memories. What does that mean? I think it's meant to let you know that you get those memories from that method. This is important that she gets them. Now, they're not stressing that in the show as much at all, but it has to mean something. You know what I mean? So that means Arya would be the real true slave, because listen, she can basically now, if it goes back and it goes like this, take Peter Baelis's face and have all of his memories, right? She would know all of his plans. She would know where he hid everything. She would know how to find anything that he hid. She would have all that information. She would have all the information about Walder Frey for having his face. But they don't really stress that much in the show. But I think that's they're going to in the books. We have Euron will die by Jaime Lannister. You know, it's quite possible that that can go down like that. It says, does it mean a face wearer also gains the knowledge when the face is off too? I think they still have the knowledge when the face is off. They still maintain that knowledge in them. Pink glass, I will not kill you, I promise. It says, don't kill me, Tony, but that means anyone could be faceless in our story. That's what we know. You know, and I am not going to get into that and say that anyone could, and that is what a lot of people will try to say. Anyone can be faceless. No, we can't have that going on to have an efficient story. Anyone cannot be faceless. I understand why you say that, but dealing with the faceless men, if it is the way I understand it, then the only way Arya could have got a face put on her is if she had her own face taken off of her. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying about that. So I just think that that is what it is. You know what I mean? I think it's a weird situation. You know what I mean? It's weird, but there's a lot of possibilities. But I do. It's like I said before, when it all goes back to just one. There's just one power in the end. It just proves more that there is just one power. It's just the blood magic of the children of the forest. Got the Boltons tried to do it. You know, you can look at the Boltons skinning of people as a envious way of the Starks warging, being jealous of the warging ability of the Starks. But then you have to ask yourself, how known is the Starks' warging ability? How much do they know? How much do people know that the Starks can actually warg? You know, at the time of the books that we're reading, no one believes in any of this magic. No one believes in any warging ability. No one believes in anything like that. So it would have to be like a subconscious level. That's why they used to do it. And people just made it tradition to skin people. But that's the real reason. John Haymaker asks, who do you think will win the World Cup? You know, I am not. I watch every sport imaginable. The one sport I do not watch, well, two. I don't watch rugby, and I don't watch rugby three. I don't watch rugby, I don't watch cricket, and I don't watch soccer. So I do not know. You know, I have no idea. I'll go with. I don't know who's even in it. I think England's in it. So since I got so many England fans and so many people I met across the pond right now, we gonna. You know, I'm gonna roll with England. Hopefully, England can pull it back and bring it back home for England. You know what I mean? You know, I got France people. I got a lot of France fans in there too. But you know what I mean. But you know, that's what it is right now. You know, that's the way I see it. I'm gonna go with that. You know, France may win it. Oh, it could. I don't know. I can't. I am not an expert. We want to talk boxing, we could do it. You know what I mean? Uh, Melanin Queen asks, will we see Nymeria again? Yes, I do believe we'll see Nymeria. We'll see the whole super pack fighting off. I think that when Arya tries to make her escape, when they have to flee from Winterfell, because they're going to have to flee from Winterfell, I think Nymeria's pack will like protect them and sacrifice themselves while they can make their escape out of there. But I think that's where we'll see them. Um, if people love rugby, I'm glad for you to love it. I ain't telling you not to. And I'm just saying, you know, it's just not for me. I just not into that. It's just not a United States thing. Talk about the timeline and it being messed up. I really, the timeline itself, you know, I got into it with LML about this a little bit on his first episode of Between Two Werewoods. And I'll say it again, like I said it then. And I wasn't able to say it as much as I can because I kept getting interrupted. But I'll say it right now because this is my show. It cannot be interrupted. And I'll say it. I do not believe the timeline will be messed up. You will not have the long night coming before a certain age. The ages, I do believe, is set in stone. That's why it's written that way. I think the timeline is messed up, meaning that it may not have lasted as long as they claim it to be. That is how I believe the timeline will be messed up. As for dealing with people, I think it'll be messed up. Will you see someone like Garth the Greenham? It will be like Walder Frey. You know what I mean? And ever since I made that comment, I've seen a lot of other YouTubers make that same exact comment too. So you know what I mean? But Yeah, that's the way I feel about that, and that's what it is, and I'll be right about that too. I mean, listen, people could want to believe what they want to believe, and everything else like that. You know what I mean? But the truth is the truth. What does that say about this fake Aegon? Is the real deal. The Faeon theory is BS. I mean, it's just, it's like I said, I think I've gotten into this already. I have a video on it. You can definitely check out my video. I point out clearly that why it's 100% fact that this is a black fire, that Faegon's a black fire. Now, if you want to say the black fires are the rightful uh, heirs to the throne and that they have to be that, thank you, Moni G, love you too. I'm with you on that, and I can go with that. I can go that the Blackfriars should be the people on the throne. If you want to say that, yes, I can go with you on that. I can make a case with you on that. But if you want to say that Fagon is really Rhaegar's son, it doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't. For that to be, there would be no need for the whole John Connington situation and the way they have it set up. It takes away that whole story, the whole story of him. It takes away, basically ruins the him being in love, blinded by love of Rhaegar, blinded by the reason why he's doing this, and falling for this. The whole Blackfire, the whole Golden Company issue. When you hear Lirio say, when they say some contracts aren't just signed in money, they're signed in blood. But what does that mean? When you're talking about they just signed a contract with the Golden Company. The Golden Company is a company that's founded by the Blackfire blood. So when he says the contract is bounded by blood, what blood is that? These guys are the #1 company over there, and they're fighting for free. For free. They're all risking, and it's not like this is a road football team. You know, like this is a pick. It's not like these are the Harlem goddamn Globetrotters, right? And you're going to play a scrimmage somewhere. It's not that we're seeing here, right? We're seeing that these people are gonna die. A lot of them. They're putting their life on the line for free, right? So when they say this and you see what's going on here, there's only one thing that means. It means the kid's a Blackfire. That's the only way they have that sword. They have the Blackfire sword. The only reason they have that sword is because he's a Blackfire. He wouldn't have that sword, and he has that sword, and that's the bottom line. So it makes no other reason why he's going to be holding that down if he's not a Blackfire. So I just don't see it being any way. But as I said, if you want to say straight up, you want to say that this dude and his Blackfires are the rightful heirs to the throne, I could go with you on that. You know what I mean? When the king makes a call, the king makes a call. And I agree with that. Can't get to 100 likes. Can we get it to 100 likes and leave him? 97 likes? Can a brother get 3 more likes? With over 100 people watching? Is that possible? I hope so. I hope so. We shall see. We shall see. All right, all right, all right. DJ LML was very dis. Oh, listen, I'm put you like this, man. We are over 102 likes. LML, I'm cool with LML, and I understand the way he is, and the way he is. It's like this, man. You know, he he is. It's his show. It's his channel, and he has to handle it the way he best feels. He has to handle it. For whatever reason, he feels like when I come on there, he has to do that or try to overtalk me once in a while. I don't think it's he's doing it as a. I just think he's just trying to get his point across so bad, and that he just gets overexcited. So he just has to get it out there. I think it's more of a situation that I don't really think it's trying to be a totally disrespect. I don't think he's trying to be disrespectful when he's doing it. I don't think he's. I just think that he's just trying to make sure that his point is heard. It's hard to, you know what I mean, to go against the Don when the Don, you not agree with the Don on a topic, because when I'm not going to raise my voice, or I will, but I'm not going to do anything like that or go. I get all hyper about certain situations, but when I'm talking about something like that, I'm not going to. I'm just going to make my point, and I'm just going to do it, because my point is, if I feel a certain way about something, and I'm going to say it, it is what it is, and that's it. And when I feel about the timeline, that's what it is, because that's what the timeline will be. I guarantee it. You know what I mean? That's what it's going to be. So it is what it is there. You know what I mean? And that's what it is. Does Bran deserve Harrenhal? I just think it fits him. That mean Bran would be a dead motherfucker, right? Everyone dies up in that piece and stuff like that. So I think listen, it does look like it's foreshadow for Bran to get excuse me, for Bran to get the twins when it's all said and done. So like that. And me, LML, Gray Area, and Quinn, we got like a little show that we do already, and it's the same situation. Even when, that's our dynamic. Me and LML, it's a good thing. That's a good thing. That's what we do. We we uh we disagree, and we're friends enough to disagree and have a conversation about it. There's nothing wrong with that. I can't agree with everybody. I'm not here to agree with people. I will purposely disagree with people just so I don't agree with people, just so I can stir the drink, because that's what I want to do. That's what I try to do. I have to, but I don't just disagree just to be foolish. I'm not going to tell you that Ashura Dane is Jon Snow's mother. I'm not just doing it just to do it. You know what I mean? I do it when I feel that it's right, but if I have the opportunity to, then I will, disagree. If the timeline is correct, then why did the White Walkers not attack until after the pact was signed between the children and the first men? And this is by Chris Weinberg. Chris Weinberg, Chris Weinberg, my friend, thank you for the question. I don't know how much you've watched the Don's channel or how much of a fan of Teflon TV you are, but please subscribe and hit that thumbs up button and that bell. And watch some of these theories I put out there years ago, because I explained this whole situation years ago. And I'm happy to explain to you exactly why. Because the children are sneaky motherfuckers. This is what happened. The children of the forest, they signed the pact with man. They agreed to give up what they agreed to give up. All right. Why did they do that? Because at this particular time, they weren't faring very well. They were losing the war. So what's the sense? Hey, we're going to get wiped out, or we might as well come to an agreement. So they came to an agreement. Well, during this agreement, behind the scenes, the children of the forest created the White Walkers. They were scheming in the back, scheming and plotting. And then when they had their chance to release the White Walkers, they did, and then they hid. And then mankind had to search them out, and then lo and behold, here come the children of the forest. Oh, you just happened to search us out, and maybe we can help you? Oh, we just happen to have a way we can help you. Oh, now you're going to love us finally, and we're going to get our shit back. That's what happened. And that's the whole story. But now what's going on is that the White Walkers is like, motherfuckers, you created us and you flipped on us. So now we're going to kill your ass. So the White Walkers came back to kill them, and the children like, oh shit, we can't stop these motherfuckers. We're going to have to come clean to mankind if we want to save our own ass too. And that is the reason why they came clean. That is the story of the children of the forest. Guarantee it will not be written in those words. But that's what the gist of it when it all comes out, when it's all said and done. Guarantee it. Goddamn-tee it. Take it to the goddamn thing. That's the way it's going down. Dirty ass children of the goddamn forest. Listen, these crusty butt fucking children of the goddamn forest. The fucking crusty kids. That's what we should call these. We should make like children of the forest garbage pail kids sticker cards for these motherfuckers. These crusty ass motherfuckers. You know what it is. You know what we gotta do. You know what we gotta do. What up to my girl Gray Area in the building, hanging out with us right now. Listen, we are over 130 people watching. We are over 100 people likes. You know what I mean? This is what it is. Yes, I said crusty butt. Crusty ass motherfucking children. The crusty ass children of the forest. There's no doubt about it. It is what it is. Lala 42 asks, the Bran's birth sparked the Night's King return. Now, it's hard to say if Bran's birth sparked it, because we don't know exactly how long. I'm gonna have to say that Craster might have been sacrificing kids to the White Walkers before Bran was born. It's hard. That's what I would have to think. You hear tales of the White Walkers mating with Wildling Wind, right? So the White Walkers, I don't, I don't believe the tales these fuckers was hiding in the snow and raised out of the snow and came back. I think that's the tale to scare all the humankind. They're in the lands of always winter. It's right there. There's no wall between the lands of always winter. Now, if you're gonna put up a wall, right? If you're gonna put up a defense, you would think you put it back there. You know what I mean? By the lands always winter. But they didn't want to do that. They put it down and said, fuck the wildlands. Who cares about y'all living up in there? But no, so I think they were active a little bit before that. If you want to say that, they became more active when the dragons came back or something like that, and that's when they started their plan. I could see that, but I think they may have been back before that. Yes, definitely support me here. Oh, Gray. Listen, Gray. You getting here late. I already had the ghost discussion. I already did that. And you can ask everybody in the chat right now. I told them straight up, Gray, and Gray, you can ask him in the chat right now. I told them straight up that there's no way possible that Ghost is gonna die. Ghost is making it through this whole motherfucker. He ain't dying. Goddamn hashtag free Ghost. Ghost is they're gonna make a statue of Ghost by the Iron Throne. That is how he's going to get it. That's what I said. I said it just like that, Gray. Ask him in the chat, bro. That'll tell you the truth, man. That'll tell you. God damn. Yeah, yeah. The Don. Don ain't afraid no ghost. You know what it is. You know what I mean? This goddamn chat. Y'all supposed to be my hit squad. Y'all supposed to be goddamn down with me. Goddamn it. That's what you're supposed to be. But listen, the Don Tony Teflon. I don't renege on nothing, baby. I don't get down like that. I told you before. I've told Grace she's on the show. Ghost got to go. I think he's going. I've given my reasons why. I'm not going to go back. She know how I feel. As I said, you have Gray here. There'll be a podcast, Direwolf City, featuring the beautiful and talented Gray area. The equally talented and funny. I'm not saying the man is beautiful. If you guys feel that way, certain people do, then you can add that into the statement I'm putting. Phil, the issues guy, and the Sultan of Sexy, the man himself. They call him Tonadamus because predictions come true all the time. The Don Tony Teflon. We'll be doing this podcast, Direwolf City. Check us out. It's going to be great. And make sure when you see it on iTunes to give it those 5 stars. Because it's going to be on that. It's going to be on everything else. You know what I mean? And that is what it is. There's no doubt about it. No, leave my girl alone. You know what I mean? Listen, Ghost is gonna be what he is, but you know what I mean. That's my people's. You know what I mean? You gotta leave my shorty alone. You know what I mean? That's her dog right there, and that's what it is. You know what I mean? Filthy Issues guy is great. Yeah, listen, Filthy Issues guy is phenomenal. You know, he's great. I don't know, like I said, man. Listen, like when you see Don Tony Teflon, you seen us rock together. You already know. You already know what it's going to be. You already know what it's going to be. You seen it down Tony Teflon and Gray Area rock together. So you already know. I told y'all before I went to that goddamn Con of Thrones what it was going to be when I got to Con of Thrones, how it was going to turn out, how the panels were going to turn out, who was going to light up the panels the most, who was going to hold it down the most. And I think that it's pretty easy to see that. I wasn't lying about that. My girl Grace, she's got to go. Peace out, Gray. Thank you for stopping by. And definitely check out Die Wolf City. Hashtag Die Wolf City, baby. You know what I mean? That is what it is. That's the way it's going down. You know what I mean? So, you know, everything that Don touches turns to gold. Thank you very much. You know what it is. You know what it is. You know what we're doing. We're doing big things. We got Fill the Issues Guide channel in the link in the description, right? So thank you. Please subscribe to that. You know, thing as Gray says right here, it will be on YouTube, iTunes, SoundCloud, Podbean. It'll be on everything she says. I don't know. You know what I mean? And that's where, oh, she's not going any. She said she ain't going nowhere. She's chilling. You know what I mean? Y'all just trying to get rid of her. Stop trying to get rid of her, man. Try to get rid of my peoples up in here, man. Don't do that. You know what I mean? We rocking for a little bit longer here. You know what I mean? Because we ain't been here in a little bit. Moni G's back in the building. You know what I mean? That's what it is. That is what it is. So what are we going to? What are we talking about here? What was the next question? I know I had one, and it all went away. Hal Sanchez, what up in the building? Well, we got whose death in season 8 will hurt the most and be the most shocking. Well, that is you know, I guess it all depends who you like. You know what I mean? And that's basically how that's gonna roll. I think it would have to be Sam. I think Sam's death would probably hurt the most. To me, you know what I mean? Because I'm saying hurt the most and be the most shocking. Those were That's what you asked. So you didn't ask like who's going to hurt the most, who's going to be the most shocking. I'm taking it as a combination. So hurt the most and be the most shocking together, combined, I would have to say would be Sam. I would say hurt the most personally to me would be Arya Stark if she died right now. Would hurt more than anything. You know, that would be but I don't think it would be shocking if Arya died because she's out there fighting. So I think Sam would be the most shocking if you go on by both accounts and hurt the most. I think it would definitely be Sam. Chris Weinberg says Jamie. Amanda says the Hound. You know, NYDA says Jamie. Connie Super, good night all. Good night, Connie Super. Thank you for coming by. AU Pack Mule, thank you for being in the building with me right now. Thanks for chilling with us right now. So you know, I think that is what it would have to be. That would be, I can't think of anyone else that would be shocking. Where listen, Lady Mormont, and for the show, oh my God, if the little lady bear Mormont dies, it would, if she dies, listen, I don't even like to think about that shit, man. Lady Mormont dies, man. That would be fucked up, man. That'd be fucked up if she dies. I don't want her dying, man. They be killing too many kids and shit. I don't want this kid dying. I can't. Great area is hating, right? Is she hating on my girl Sansa right now? Is that what's going on here? That was going on here. You know, oh my Lady Mormont. I don't want her not to go. That would be terrible. That would be terrible. What do you think will become of the Pig Boy storyline? In the books, I think that we've seen most of the Pig Boy storyline. It's just going to lead to them getting that book, and I think the Faceless Men will get their hands on the book. I think that's as far as it goes with Pig Boy. I think that's all he has to do is for them to get that book, Death of Dragons. Death of Dragons, I think it's basically, this shows that how you can combine wildfire with a dragon egg to make a nuclear bomb. That's what I think. Gray area says Jon is going to die. You know, listen, he's died already, and Jon's got to die again. I can't see Jon's. I've never seen ever that I can remember a show that someone died, came back to life in the fantasy movie, and then stayed alive. I don't think I've ever seen that in a way like that. I think once the hero does his course in a show like that, the hero has to go. Curtis Williams says, "Do you think the Winds of Winter is taking so long because of the reception of the previous season?" No, not at all. I think that a lot of the Winds of Winter is already written. I think that when I looked at everything from George, from analyzing his style of he writes, right? And this is mostly I'm going off of Ilio and Linder's from them working with them what they said. So from what I've taken from what they said is that when he gets into something and he's writing something, he writes in really huge chunks. Like he may say he's going to, I'll give an example, it's not this, but say he's going to write a page and he sends you 20. Like he just puts it out there like that. When you look at the other books that he's written, every book that he's written was supposed to be in the previous book, right? And he pushed it to the next book, right? So like Dance with Dragons and Feast is really one book, but it was so much he had to make it two books, right? So he's known for doing this. The Euron Forsaken chapter that he had was supposed to be in the Dance with Dragons book or Feast. It was one of them. I think it may have been Feast. It was supposed to be in there. It's not in there. So I think he has a lot of these chapters already written. I think he has a lot of it written. I think what happened is that sometimes, even though this is making his money, sometimes you want to do other things. Sometimes you want to, enjoy yourself. And I think that he got, I'm not going to say swept up, but he got kind of swept up in the whole Game of Thrones situation and the fandom and coming into the money. I'm sure he was traveling with his wife. I'm sure he was buying things. I'm sure he was enjoying his newest found celebrity that he never had that much before. I'm sure he did all those things, and I think that sometimes he wasn't able to write. So I think that you have to be motivated to write. You have to want to write. You can't just be forced to do it no matter what. It's not going to be what you want. So I think he was just waiting till that time came when he put the pen to paper that it was right for him. But I think he had a lot of it already written that he's already just pushed forward into this book. So I think he has a lot more written than people give him credit for. I would say this chat is lit right here. Y'all are doing it big right here, man. Y'all really, really, really doing a great job interacting with each other, loving each other, hanging out with each other. Y'all in here over here picking great areas, brain. This is my channel. Y'all are asking her questions in the chat. God damn it. Oh, I'm just playing. I'm just playing. Uh let's see. If we have any more questions here in the chat for the Don Tony Teflon. Give me the question. I'll ask her myself. No, no, no. Thank you, AU, for definitely joining. I appreciate you being here and everyone else and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Listen, Gray's celebrity status, man. You know what I mean? She's definitely celebrity status when it comes to this shit right here. So that's very exciting to have her up in. That's why I'm so excited. Look, I get to work with Gray, man. Gray's my girl, man. She's hooked Tony Teflon up from day one. She's been down with me from day one, man. You know what I mean? Ever since we've talked, she's been down with me, hooking the brother up. So I got nothing love for her, and that's what it is. And I always say it, and I always will continue saying it. Calling it right now, Gilly becomes the Night's Queen, and that is by Herb Coswell. That I will not say that that's far off. Gilly, even if you made Gilly Nisa, right? That would be better than Melisandre. That's a sacrifice. But then you would have to have Sam would have to be the one to stab her. It couldn't be Jon. You know what I mean? So that's the reason why I think that she's not Nisa Nisa, not going to be. Is there a particular book storyline that you have no idea how it will end? No, no, not at all. I think I pretty much got the book in my head. To me, I think I got it. You know what I mean? I don't know if it's going to end. I'm sure there'll be some twists and turns at all. But the ending itself, I think I got the ending. What up to my girl AK47, chilling up in the building, coming here late up in the piece, but still coming up in here. You know, and that's what I Am Born storyline. You know, I Am Born, yeah, being how it ends is really up to about. I think Asha will be in the end on the throne of the Iron Born. I think it would have to be her. I can't see it being Theon. Theon survives this story. That would be shocking to me. If anyone deserves to die, only one person deserves to die more than Theon, and that's Jaime Lannister. Those two people deserve to die more than anybody that have been portrayed as heroes at some point. Those two deserve to die. They should go. They have no place. Look, if they both want to take the black when it's all said and done, you know what I mean? Theon Dickless, Jaime the Handless, and they want to go up there, then they could definitely do that. Will Stannis successfully take Winterfell in the books? NYDA. I see that all day, easy. I don't even think it's going to be a battle. Stannis takes Winterfell. He takes it all day, and there's no doubt about it. Yeah, yeah. I knew Tony was about to go on Jaime. You know how I feel about Jaime Lannister. He's a goddamn piece of shit. There's no way that anyone could ever say anything different for me about Jaime Lannister. Nothing. There's nothing. No one could ever convince me to like him. No way. The only reason you girls like Jaime Lannister is because she's good looking. Because if it was Hot Pie that pulled everything Jaime Lannister did, y'all would hate him, right? You would hate him. Don't lie. If it was Ramsay Bolton that pulled everything that Jaime Lannister did, y'all would hate him. And I'm talking about Ramsay in the books, not this little short guy that played him in the show. You know what I mean? And that's the bottom line. You know what I mean? Y'all just like him because he's good looking, and that's the bottom line. If he wasn't good looking, y'all wouldn't like him whatsoever. And that's it. So y'all just giving it up for him just because of that. And that's the bottom line. I got a friend, and that's it. That's who it is. That's good, Miss Burr. I appreciate that. You should not like Jaime Lannister. There's nothing to like about him. He's not a good cat. I mean, listen. What was that right there? What was that? I see there's a little. It was blocked, but I seen it. Look, let me see it. Can you see the block comments? I wanted to see it. It's coming from what? Coming from what? I couldn't see it. Sorry. I wish I could have seen that. It was blocked though. But listen, I listen. I ain't saying nothing is wrong with the dude. With the dude being, you know, about a dude's being a women finding people attractive. You can, but I'm saying in the truth of the matter, if you took everything he did and you made him Sir Ilan Payne do those exact same things, you would not like him. You would not say Sir Ilan Payne is on a great arc. You would not like him whatsoever. You would like, this tongueless motherfucker needed to go, and that would be it. And that's the way I see it. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. You know what I mean? When you are good looking, you get the pass. That's life. I mean, in all of life, you see it. If a mother kills her baby, right? Who is that? Let me think of these people. I can't think of their names now and stuff like that. I got too many names in my head. But if you look at, like, who was that white chick who had that beautiful little baby girl, and then Casey Anthony, is that what it is? Casey Anthony, beautiful little baby girl, and decided to go to a club instead and wanted to party, and then the baby girl all of a sudden went missing, and then she found dead or something like that. Is that Casey Anthony? I think it is. I think that's the name. You know, What do you think she got off for? How do you think? Why was the reason why that chick got off? That chick, she didn't get off because her lawyers. She had good lawyers because she's good looking. Because she was a good looking chick. If that chick walked in there at 350, bow-legged, right? With a boob that you could throw over your shoulder, and she did that same shit, had the same goddamn lawyer, that chick be serving the rest of her life in jail. And that's the bottom line. But good looking, when people are good looking, they get the pass. Ted Bundy, that dude killed mad people. But what they say, some of the jurors are like, he's too good looking to have done those things. I can't believe he really did it because he's too good looking. Well, the motherfucker did it. Of course he did it, and he loved doing it. It looks like nothing to do with it. But that's what happens when you deal with these situations. So I think that it's the same situation dealing with Jamie Lannister. He's getting away with shit because he's good looking, and that's the bottom line. And that's what it is. Yeah, no, you know what I'm saying, man. Come on, man. It's ain't hard to say. You can just go look in the history of crimes and everything. It's easy to see. Good looking pays the bills, man. It pays the bills and it's a superficial world. This world is. I've seen they asked this question. I was watching Howard Stern, all right, back in the days, and they had 100 chicks, and these were like the smartest chicks in the world at the time or whatever, right? I think I got Euro money. I didn't think I ever got Euro money before. Let me take a second. But the hottest chicks, like the hottest chicks, but the smartest chicks, like that you can find. All the smart IQs, and they asked her, "Would you rather have all your brains that you have right now, or look like Pamela Anderson?" And every one of those chicks said they give up all their brains to look. Everyone, not one of them. Not one said, I'd rather just stay smart. Every one of them said, give me Pamela Anderson's look. Because that's it. Because when you look like that, that's your life. Your life is just being good looking. All right. When you reach that, when you have that type, like Brad Pitt, when you have that type of good lookingness, that's your life, is being good looking. I'm a good looking person walking around. That's my life. And that's what it is. All right, we're gonna go back to everything else, but about the Game of Thrones. We're done with good luck. This is some Euro money. Never got that before. So thank you very much. Nose kills. This is will D&D get together for season 8, or will there be a Rocky Style Game Bowl training montage with Who Let the Dogs Out playing in the background, more celebrities cameo? I think D&D will get together for season 8. I have to go with that one. And thank you for that. We have another one. Will Cersei go to the Night's King? All right, I'm going to say something here. Now, I always say that I don't give away upcoming videos that I'm about to do and stuff like that. But I'll talk about something I'm going to put in the video. You know what I mean? That you're going to see. It's not the whole video is about it, but if anyone wanted to believe that Cersei Lannister could be the Night's Queen, I'll give you some proof that they couldn't be true. Now you see when Jon brings the White all the way back to King's Landing, and this White is fully alive. Who is controlling this White at this time? The other Whites that he has, the White Walker he kills all the other Whites, but he still has this one White walking around and is still free. That means that White is still in control by one of the White Walkers. Now it could be that White is in control by the Night's King. He allowed Jon Snow to capture that White. He allowed Jon Snow to bring that White to King's Landing so he can see through the White's eyes and get a better look. And what is the first thing that White seen? Was Cersei Lannister. So if you want to say that that's what's going on here right now, that the Night's King did that purposely, spotted Cersei Lannister first, Cersei Lannister becomes the Night's Queen. If you want to go that route, then use it. Take it with you and run with it. There you go. You can definitely go down with that. You know what I mean? But I definitely do think that that there's a reason why that white is alive, and definitely the Night's King definitely was going down, looking through the eyes and seeing what was going on down there. There's no doubt about it. That's just not. It's not a coincidence that white just happened to make it down there, right? He had to let it go. Will the Night's King attack immediately? Will there be time for babies and weddings and all that? Joanna K asked that question. Thank you very much. You know, I think that there definitely will be time for babies and definitely time for weddings. I think that we've heard them say we're going to have the children train on this and that and the other last season. So the fact that they're going to have all the training and the fact that, if Jaime Lannister, if we're going by real time, is going to march from King's Landing in the snow and make it up there before the attack, that's going to take a lot of time. So I'm going to say, yes, there will be time for all that stuff going on. Sansa's not a thought. She's not a hoe. She ain't a hoe. Sansa's no hoe. She's been violated. We're chilling here. We got ladies. Wolverton's Den is chilling in the building with me. And that's Jen Worthy Wolverton, and that is her fucking last name, right? So don't think it's not. Nancy T in the building with me. Love Nancy T. Love everybody out here chilling with me, but I love Nancy T. I love all you people with the T. Fernandez T, Nancy T. Y'all are my peoples, man. Put the T in the back, you my people. Listen, if you want to think Ellen Payne is good looking, I'm sure his wife does. I'm sure a lot of people do. That's on you. But I'm just trying to compare with with the majority of people being casted, what they look like and everything else and stuff. You know what I mean? That's just what it is. I came up with a name for Lady Wolverton too. I did earlier today, and I forgot it now. If I think of it again, I definitely would tell you. I thought of a name for you and your girls, group name for you. Listen, there's different ways to be a hoe. I'm sure there is, but I don't. Sansa ain't no damn hoe, man. That's what it is. AUT. There you go. I appreciate that if you definitely do that. You know what I mean? Definitely appreciate that. I had to pull over Tony. That would make typically different orange, blah, blah, blah. Tony trying to have it like Wakanda up in here. TT Fernandez, T Haymaker, TT, T Nancy, Nancy T. Listen, put all the T's that you can put up in there. It all works out for me. So I love anyone chilling in there with the T and the end of their name and stuff like that. That is definitely seems to be the key of what's going on and stuff like that. And listen, Tony Teflon got the T in my shit. You know what I mean? It always works out like that. We have had a very, very consistent showing of people here chilling with us tonight all night long. You know what I mean? Very, very consistent. And we cannot thank you. I cannot thank you enough for that. Over 135 people and everything else chilling with me. Before we get up out of here, you know what I mean? You know what we do. As always, the tradition started by Teflon TV. Rep your hood. I would like for you to put where you're from in the chat. And if it doesn't go too fast, I will read out as many as I can. Put it up in there so people can know that we are world motherfucking wide. And our family goes all over here, babe. OTDA repping Tennessee. Lady Wolverton repping New Orleans. We have Throne Light representing Knoxville, Las Vegas, Tennessee, JD, Colorado, Manchester, England. It's going fast. Let's slow it down here. All right. We have Manchester, England from Kerry. AU Pac-Man representing Seattle. Shanny and Charlie representing Georgia. S Major is chilling in New York. We got Asterisk representing New Mexico. Fritz Mode, Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Got a lot of family out there. Proto Peach representing New York. Richmond, VA. We got Peter Leon. It's in South Korea. We have Shauna C in Memphis, Tennessee. Andrew Knight, Las Vegas, Nevada. Game of Thrones with Marie is representing Australia. Carrie Neves in Idaho. Gambino Capital. Gambino Capo, be more stand up. And I know that is definitely where is great areas representing Be More too. So Be More stand up. Darius Chill representing Brooklyn. Lady Wolverton Den, awesome chat. Yes, everyone here has been chilling. Devin Cross, Bowling Green, Kentucky. You know what I mean? Rough Girl, Fourth Bragg. Anita Leach, North Carolina. Charlotte, North Carolina. Aegon Stark, Hineville, Joyner, Georgia. Jesus. Peter Griffiths, I can't even pronounce that. Somewhere with a Q. We all in the hood, baby. We all over the realm. We got everyone represented. Let me go back. I know I missed a bunch in here. Let me see if I can say something real quick if I missed you. The Fort Bragg for Rough Girl. NYDA is representing Massachusetts. Stephanie Snow, Boca Raton, Florida. John Haymaker represent Elmont, California. Zep S, WA State, Florida for Rocan. I think that we have, I think that's almost not everyone, but we got a lot. Mackenzie Burns, Toronto, Canada. I hope we have shouted out everybody in here, you know what I mean? I'm trying my best to, you know what I mean? LA 42, Florida. Thrones Life is in Fleabottom, eating a bowl of brown. Kira Hooper, California. John Haymaker representing. Scott McCoy, you're a badass. Tony Gray stream. Good night, man. Well, thank you very much. I can't have a great stream without all of y'all. Y'all make the stream. Y'all make it happen for me. You make it easy for me to do this. You know what I mean? So definitely chill. Definitely excited about the podcast featuring Gray Area. Fill the Issues guy and Don Tony Teflon, Daiwo City. Definitely keep looking at the Gray's channel. She'll be up on that. Let Gray's the messenger on that. But keep checking out Gray's Twitter, and Gray will have all the details of everything else like that. You know what I mean? Appreciate everybody for chilling out here, for everyone coming up in here, for representing with me. We are gonna go live again before this week is up. Probably maybe Thursday we'll do it again. So let's look forward. Wave to Trinidad. Trinidad up in there chilling. You know what I mean? So let's try to figure Thursday. Let's look for Thursday. See if we get a couple of people out here with us on there. You know what I mean? And we'll get something done. Maybe we'll have Ladies Wilkerson Den and all her ladies with us on Thursday. We'll talk to them about that. So let me go over to this side so I can say, get this out of here so I can end this. And I'm sorry. So if you like the way I do this, please thumbs up the speech, but just across the realm, and please subscribe. And until next time, you know who it is. Peace and stay sexy.